Good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday, 24th October. I've had a busy morning and I've caught up. I didn't want to waste a lot of time just repeating myself doing the same thing again, so mostly caught up with where I should be. I was very tired last night, and how can I put this politely? I needed a comfort break, so I made a cock up. So this is what happens. This is real life. Some of you may have noticed that I cut the notch for the bearer out of the base of the leg. So I've glued it back on. Haha, I hear you say. I've had a rethink about the... Sit down. I've had a rethink about the design of the bench. And I can hide that at the back leg. It's going to be in a shed. That can go in the corner and hopefully be forgotten about. Never mind about that, eh? So here's the plans, original plans. So the two things I'm going to add to this. I thought it's a woodworking video. I better do some joinery. So it's quite common on some of the Nicholson benches is to put a notch in the front board so that it's angled. It just helps to resist the racking. And the other thing I'm going to do is do a half lap cross stretcher. It's to hold the shelf really, but it'll provide some extra anti-racking again for the front. I was a bit worried that the top board was a bit skinny, a bit thin, short now, with my aesthetics ideas, but that should counteract any weaknesses at the top. So it's going to have some stronger bracing at the bottom, which will act as the shelf, and that'll add some heft to it. I've got, let's show you what I've been up to then. Oh well. So I've done the other bearer board for the second trestle. I've done the second bearer for the top of that trestle. I've laminated the the other two legs together. So these are going to be the front pair now. So I'm just going to change the numbering of the legs. But you can do that on the fly during the middle of the project. So those are nearly dry. I'll get those off in an hour or two. They've had about 6 hours now, so they'll be fine. I've done one front board. That'll be lovely when it's oiled up. So the undercarriage is going to be 4 foot long, 2 foot wide. So the only thing I need to do is to do another one of them. So most of the stuff I've been doing is ripping, but I want to show you some techniques for cross cutting and how I've evolved my techniques for cross cutting. And we'll put those away. These are the stretchers. Not the prettiest. They were, what were they? They were 4x2s, I think. But they were quite nasty. They came out and the builders just left them for me. So I'll put them through the table saw, milled them down. I think they are now. Yeah, 2 7/8 by 1.5. So they'll be nice. So this would be, I don't know whether it's the front or the back, I haven't made my mind up yet. But I thought we'd have a go at this and just show you some of my techniques. Right, I've done one already, so Hopefully it won't make any cock-ups this time. There you go. Just think of it as a learning opportunity. Right, so quick assessment. I've got all the nails out. There was a couple of small brads with a gun. And I've got my, on Fridays, it's quite a heavy day. I do a lot of working. So I've ordered these fingerless gloves, DeWalt gloves. And, because it's such a heavy day, I've got my compression stockings on. Look at that, beautiful. They really help me. I've got painful legs today after a long day working, standing up. I'm on a rubber mat. I've got my trainers on. And I can probably much go for it. Nelly, come on. Nelly's come to see me, haven't you? Nelly Belly. What are you doing down here? You wanted some fuss? Never mind. Come on then. Where do you want to? You want to stay down with Daddy? You gonna be a good girl? All right then. Oh no. It's turning into a pet show. This is Florence. Got 4 dogs. Hello, thank you, Nelly. I think we better put you upstairs. Come on. Out. Come on. Nelly. In. Nelly, in. In. Right then, where were we? Live on TV. Don't work, kids or animals, they say. Chuck the buggers out. Yeah, so quick assessment. Safe now. And what I'm going to do is get it to length first. Get it to the working length. I've moved you over here, by the way, because I wanted you to see this end of the bench. But I've chopped my head off a bit, never mind. So we'll get this down to length first, 48. I'm going to try and get this done in half an hour. Be bigger now. I said, little pigtail on it. It's about a 10.5 inch board, this. The big heavy square, I'll just use a little one to get more delicate, shorter edges. So this is my planning stop. I nicked this off Uncle Frank Klaus. Uncle Frank. That can pop up as well. And then you get hold fast. Bit of thwack. And away we go. Call it a planning stop. It's a sore stop. Left. see that line on this side? Because it wore there. Just trying to keep as much saw of the saw in the curve as possible. Yeah, to cracking little stop this, it's two pieces of wood. One of them's hinged, little screw. There you go. I am left-handed. I'm kind of ambidextrous now. Let's go. When you're starting your cut, a lot of beginners will pull back. There's another bloody dog. Alfie out. Right. It's best to push. You want to start cutting. If you go like that and push, the teeth are really digging in. So if you just reduce the angle of attack, and you can just kiss it as well. And then you're away. I think it's because they can hear me talking, the dogs. I think there's someone. I'm not talking to anyone. I'm talking to you, of course. I don't have the pleasure of my dogs. I just tidy up the end. The big number 7. coming from each side. So it's freshly sharpened. It's good for edge planing because there's just the heft on it. It just carries on through. There's no argument. Six or 5.5 would have done it. So that's to length. Next to width. So the previous board I did, it was narrower at one end than the other. And if I'd have run, so this needs to be 6 7/8. So if I'd have run a gauge along, I'll show you the problem. Not a problem, it's a challenge. So again, there's some holes here. So I'm going to lose them. They're going to be in the waist area. So I'm always looking for opportunities. Get rid of the crap. I'll just mark on 6 7/8. So obviously the gauge ain't going to be long enough. I could just about get there, but that's all I've got to hold on to, so that ain't going to be much good, is it? I have got a panel gauge. Again, this was from one of Rex's old plans. Made this out of walnut. This was from that kitchen worktop I got. But again, it's 6 inch. I'm gonna be able to get there. So we're gonna have to come in from the opposite side. So let's measure the overall length. So that's 10 and just shy 10 1/4. And that is 10 1/4. 10 and 1/8. So it's dipping slightly higher, longer this side than it is there. So if I gauged off that, the line would be, the bugger gone, there it is. That's the length off the fat side. So if I did that there, right, we're on. There we go. Look at this, isn't it? Right, there we go. And did that at this end, I'd be out. So what I need to do is just take that ramp off it. So let's double check it. You're taking off, but you can't put it back on unless you parry and glue stuff back on. Difficult to glue a shaving on. So that is 10 1/8. So that ends, there's a 16th difference. So I just need to take what I'm going to do is use the jointer. I'm going to take 4 strokes. I'm going to start this end, 1, 2, 3, 4. So essentially this quarter would have had 4 strokes taken off it. This quarter would have had 3, this quarter had 2, this quarter take 1 off. So it should get rid of that irregularity. Would be a big bloody knot in the middle. Let's check it again then. 10 and 1/8. 10 and 1/8. Jobs are good. Where are we? So now I'm confident I can gauge all the way down there. Now I've got a good reference edge. Look at that. Beautiful. I like this mechanical pencil. It's got a thicker lead, but you can sharpen it in the pencil sharpener. You get a lovely thick line. Oh Christ. You stay in the groove, you bugger. If it falls out the groove, just lower the angle again. Very good. Flip. And again. It's not that much point cleaning it all up if you're just going to cut off the waste. Just thin it. The old HB. Sometimes the waves in the grain texture. The graphite helps it. Sometimes in the cellar or garage it can be dark, but the graphite reflects light. So we can rip that now. Flip and rip. Can you see me there? Probably not. Beep-o. So push low angle, just kiss, increase the angle. Before just to start off with. Flip. My God. Can you see it? You see it then? No. Better. Almost there, ain't it? Crash. Fun and games, eh? The thing I'm doing, I'm off the line, way off the line. By design, I want to be. I want to leave some room for jointing it, for planing it down later. So where the indent is from the pin on the gauge, I'm just going to stay above that. You can go a bit faster as well. This is just a primary cut, it's not the finishing cut. this cellar floor is terrible. You go too far. One of the tricks we saw is learning how to steer the cut. The good thing about going back in over the top is from the other side you can make any corrections. Generally go off the line because you're either rushing, pushing too hard. Just let the saw do the cutting. Well over halfway now. Flip and rip, baby. Flip and rip. So low angle, kiss, go on. Oh, this thing's nuts for lunch. It's only a rough cut, so I'm trying aiming to get them to join up. No, it don't matter. They're the joints. Should do it. Front of me saw's tip just dented because I've hit it into the floor so many times. I'll try and be gentle. Keep the waist. Had a cunning plan for that. Well, the top of the dresser, so the top of the carcass, it's nearly wide enough for a shelf for the lower foot underneath. So what I'm thinking is I might glue them onto it just to give it the extra width, and it should be able to get it to 24-inch wide. What? Let's get this tidied up now, we're nearly there. So because I've still got the indentation from the gauge pin, that's what I'm looking for now. Let me just sneak up on it. Just walk if you've got a joint to walk it up. Quite a lot to come off that end. This end is down to width, so I need to focus. Oh, I'm getting there. I'll show you what you're looking for. Just using my finger underneath the fence. back it off a bit as we're getting close. Big knot at the end. Woo! Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, so it's starting to fry now. You get close to that line. Oh yeah. You get these little kind of like hairs coming off. So you just at this. Little bit. There you go. Tiny little hairs come off. That's when you know you're very nearly just above the valley of the pin. That's a nice for a woodworking band, isn't it? Or an album. Take the arrows off. A bit more. Adding the time. Oh, nearly there. Done these ends enough. Right then. Tidy up this bit. Right then. Even though I've got a glove on, when you're cleaning down your bench, it's always a good idea to go across, not along the grain, because you can get splinters, quite nasty ones. Always go across the grain if you're clearing down. Or even better, get a brush. So this is the underside of the shelf, so this is much better condition. So I'm just going to scrape this, the bottom, leave it I think. card scrape. What we're looking for. Curls of dust. There you go. Give you a sneak preview and get a bit of finish on it. See what she looks like. So it's gone colder in here. Here in there. I don't know if you can tell in here, but I'm going to make it a bit different. Love the smell of it as well. So this is extremely dry. That's just gone sucked it up. So we won't feed it too much. Let it soak in, dry off, and then, well, the whole bench is going to get a good coat finish. So there you go then. So that's my board work. I made the kids some wooden shoes. Oh, terrible. I chucked them down the loo. I'm all clogged up. Alright then folks. Might have time for another one later. Ta-ra for now.